Hello everybody. After looking at the poll results on Instagram, and a number of you guys are interested in seeing a tutorial on how to doing some elementary exercises with the Baguadao here, I figure I'll make a tutorial video. So first, you notice that the Baguadao is a humongous sword compared to the regular saber that often Chinese martial artists use. Some of you probably already know that this is actually meant to be a training tool because of its size and weight. It doesn't, it's not very applicable in real battle, but it is to help you to gain strength and body mechanics to use the smaller saber better. As some of you probably already know the history of Baguadao, in the fact that it actually evolved out of saber fighting, machete fighting. So we have to go back to the origins of, as to say, why such mechanics is helpful in a saber duel, then transferred into the empty hand variants of it. Now, some of the equivalents, for example, the Japanese equivalent of the usage of Baguadao would be like the what's it called? The huge club, the subrito, which allows you to again use a heavy sword, so that using a smaller sword becomes effortless. Now, if you notice that the technical difference in using a smaller saber is the fact that it's the swordsman that swings this. Okay. However, with a bigger one, it is for you to train your body mechanics and the sensitivity. The swordsman actually have to follow the sword. So, see, for the skillful masters, what they can do is that the faster they move, and the more after you get rid of the inertia, the lighter the sword will feel. And then the more skillful people can use a heavier variant of this and then go on and keep moving for long periods of time without running out of breath or without breaking a sweat. And that means their body mechanics is correct. So right now, let me, let's see. Because of the free-flowing nature of the Baguadao, there's similar things you can see on the web, which I found really interesting, is the modern Korean sword dance, which some of those ladies do, which emphasize a lot on again walking and spinning overhead. I'll put some of the sample videos in this video, and then you guys can check it out. But now some of the let's see, the most basic move, what we can start with, is the upward cut, the liao dao. Right? The starting position, have it hold behind you. See, your hand has to have the strength to keep the blade away from the ground, avoid it from touching, and then use the mechanics and the momentum of your walk to move the sword up. Use the momentum of your body. Of course, you can then move fast. And then the second move is the opposite, pointing down. So you use the body walking mechanics to catch sword. Next one is one of the very basic variant you see with the single hand saber. It's called wrapping the turban. And person has to follow the momentum of the Dao. Use the momentum of the circle walk to gain power. Now, tuck under. This is called overhead, which is the opposite. And the next is called twisting thrust. Again, it's the person follows the sword where it goes. If it's too difficult, sometimes you can still use two hands. And this, of course, can also be linked with the pointing. It's a way of turning around. So lastly, it's the chopping Qidao, and this usually is linked with the first move that we've gone over, which is the upward cut. So if you cut down, okay, the second option what you can do is to make way and bring it up, or stepping back, right, and cut down again, or go back. Or roll into the cut. So the general idea though is that so you only have a few basic moves, but then you link them together seamlessly into a non-stopping flow, whichever you want. It can last however long as you can. So the nature of the free flow Baguadao is that it does not have a set in stone form. It's that you just go with the flow and do whatever move you feel like. And the more skillful you are, the longer you can go with a heavier sword and without tiring, going out of breath. So now for the final set, let's see how long I can last in a free flow. Okay, so that's what I did was I timed myself. I did a little bit under 2 minutes. I didn't do as well as I've liked, but I was wondering, if there are any Bagua experts out there. If you can do the Baguadao sword flow, how long can you do? Maybe this should be a challenge. Yeah. Anyway, during that flow, there are multiple times because you notice that my forearm and wrist, is getting tired. So a lot of times, oh man, it's gonna fall to the ground. I have to use two hands to help it up. But the idea is to just keep it flowing until you get tired, and that's when you say, okay, stop. and that's where it ends. Anyway, so that's my end of my Baguadao tutorial, and I hope you guys like it.